Welcome back. All right, so 2 games tonight in the NHL, and I decided to get creative with which jersey I wore. This is my Star Wars geeky jersey, which says Senators on the front, but it's a Palpatine jersey. At any rate, it says D Sidious on the back. So, 2 games tonight, and I figured, with the Sens on the board, I'll wear this. The funny thing is, I went looking for it, and when I gave up, I was like, I don't know where it is. It was right exactly where I looked next. So, just give up. That's the thing. If you're looking for something you don't know where it is, give up. You'll find it immediately. It's such a weird rule. It's existed since I was a kid. It still exists. So, Ottawa and Buffalo. We'll start things off here. Was Korpisalo versus Luukkonen. Luukkonen came in with the best save percentage since January 1st, the best goals against average. I don't know that he doesn't have that now, but I'm guessing that it's taken quite the hit with this one. Early press by the Sabres. Jokiharju has a shot that's saved. Krebs has a rush chance that deflects out. Clifton had a shot that was held. The Sabres with the early edge, but the Sens press and they score. It's Zub from Kastelik and Sanderson at 2:37. It's the second shot. It just went through UPL. So, not a great start for UPL. Did the Sabres respond? Well, Peterka has a rush chance that's saved, and then at 4:56 on a turnover, Tkachuk scores his first as a member of the Sens, with Kelly and Kastelik with the assists. So, while the goaltending wasn't great for Buffalo, neither was their defensive coverage. A lot of turnovers. And at 6:01, Batherson outweights Luukkonen and puts it in behind him. Tkachuk and Pinto with the assists. So it's 3-0, and that's only the fifth shot. So yeah, Luukkonen had a rough night. Kubelik's then denied on a fast break, so he couldn't score on him. Krebs has a rush chance that saved. The game pretty wide open at this point. Girgensons is denied. The rebound's cleared. And then at 8:49, on a slapper from the left circle, Chychrun scores. Pinto with the assist. It's 4-0. And that ends the night for UPL. Levi goes into the net. Sens press for another. Kastelik has a rush chance that's saved. We get a power play for Buffalo. A nice mask save on Power. That power play is killed off. Sabres press with 6 minutes left. The Sens draw a power play. Pinto's denied. That power play is killed off as well. With 1:18 left, we get 2 minutes of 4-on-4, and during the 4-on-4, Ottawa gets their first and only goal they put past Levi. Tkachuk scores from Chabot and Pinto at 19:11, and with the score 5-0, understandably, Boo Birds are out in Buffalo. It is a very empty-looking crowd, but they can still be pretty loud when they're not happy. It's 5-0 for Ottawa after one. Second period. Early power play for the Sens. It starts as a 4-on-3. It ends up being a 5-on-4. It ends up being killed off. And at 2:54, Peterka buries a rebound. Tuck and Bryson with the assists. And the Sabres press for another. So one thing with a 5-goal lead for Ottawa, it is Ottawa. So you know that they could lose that lead. So the Sabres do press for another. The Sens press 5 minutes in. Things get pushed and a hold by Korpisalo. Tuck has a shot that's blocked as the Sabres press. The shots are 5-4 for Buffalo. 6 minutes in. The Sabres press at 7.5 minutes. We get a power play for the Sabres. Peterka's denied and close during that. That power play is killed off. And then Clifton wires one from the high slot at 13:07 from Bryson. That might be the one tonight that maybe you want Korpisalo to save, but still, it's a 3-goal lead. It's still 5-2 for the Sens. There's a near miss for Kastelik as the Sens look to answer. Thompson's denied. The Sabres press after. Sens with some more pressure. 4 minutes left. There were a lot of shots in that period. Only the 2 goals to speak for, and so it's 5-2 for Ottawa after 2. Third period. Early jump for the Sens, and I thought the Sens did a good job of doing that, of taking the play to Buffalo and not letting them get another one early. Skinner has a shot that's held. The teams exchange turnovers. Chychrun has a chance that's held. 5 minutes in, the shots are 3-2 for Buffalo. Sabres press are kept to the outside. Joseph has a rush chance that's kicked aside. Greenway has a rush chance that's defended. Skinner to Peterka gets picked off. Jokiharju has a shot that's held. There's some pushing. Zub has a shot that's held as the Senators get some pressure. So the goalie pull happens with 4 minutes left because Buffalo's down by 4. That allows the empty netter to happen at 16:43. It's Shane Pinto. He had a goal and 3 assists. Batherson and Chychrun with the assists on that one. So, yeah, your final score in this one, 6-2 for Ottawa. They go to 31-36-4 on the season. Buffalo 34-34-5. And again, the narrative's out there. Well, the Sens getting into good, some good environments here, and they're getting the results late in the season and hoping it carries into next year. We heard that last year. I said it last year and didn't happen. Shots on net, 18-11 Ottawa in the first, 17-15 Buffalo in the second, 11-10 Ottawa in the third. Final shots are 44-38 for the Sens. Power plays, both teams 0 for 2. Hits, 31-26 for Buffalo. Korpisalo saves 36 out of 38. Luukkonen had a rough night, 5 saves on 9 shots. Levi had a good night, 33 saves on 34 shots. So Levi, I think, has earned the right to start their next game. They don't play tomorrow night. There's a 14-game night coming up tomorrow, so it's a nice early evening for me. So I'm going to take advantage of that because tomorrow night it's not going to be an early evening for me, although there's no 7:30 starts. All right, and the other game tonight was Boston and Tampa. Boston needed a point, but Tampa Bay has always been a challenge for Boston. And this matchup, if this happens in the playoffs, and it could be very entertaining. Although, again, Tampa Bay has had Boston's number in the playoffs over the last decade. It's Ullmark versus Vasilevsky. Good early back and forth. Kucherov fires one wide from the left circle. Stamkos has a one-timer. That's kicked aside. The Bolts press at 3 minutes. Ullmark pretty sharp at this point in the game. Blocker save on a rush by Geekie. The shots are 3-2 for Boston. 4 minutes in. Kucherov has a net drive. That's defended. This is where we start hearing "Let's go Bruins" chants, which got quieter as the game went along. It's kind of how that works. The chants get a little quieter. So Mott has a rush chance that's defended pretty well. The Bolts press at 8.5 minutes. Duclair has a tip shot that's held, and then Chaffee roofs one from the doorstep. Paul and Asimont with the assists at 10:06. And Coach Cooper has been very praising of Chaffee. It sounds like he's going to be a permanent member of the Bolts. Again, Tampa Bay is able to take these young players and turn them into NHLers, and it's remarkable to see how often a player will come up. Our collective response as general hockey fans is, I don't know this guy, I don't know what to expect, and then they end up being a regular in the NHL. Stamkos has a shot that's blocked as the Bolts look for another. The shots are 6-5 Tampa with 7.5 minutes left. We get a power play for the Lightning. That was killed off. One shot on net. Post for McAvoy. The rebound's cleared. Beecher's denied and close. There's some Vasilevsky chance. And then on a turnover, Heinen wires one from the slot. Zacha with the assist at 17:10. That ties the game up at 1. Then we had a fight between Frederick and Jeannot. The Bolts press with 2 minutes left. The Bruins have a 3-on-2. They overpass during that. The Bolts end up being able to clear it out. And the Bolts press to close out the period. So it's 1-1 after 1. Second period. Lilleberg has a point shot that's held. The shots are 7-0 Bolts at 5.5 minutes. Lilleberg's another one. Where'd this guy come from? Anyways, pressed by Tampa at 6.5 minutes. Are kept to the outside. Point couldn't bury his first opportunity on a rush, and then he buries the next. On a wraparound, Point scores from Lilleberg and Perbix at 6:50. So Point, you give him a couple opportunities, he's going to score. Point's not going to hit 50 goals this year, but he's not going to be far off. We get a power play for Boston soon after. There was a near miss for Lindholm late in it. That power play is killed off. Bruins press with 8 minutes left. Heinen had a net feed. That's held. Pasternak with a net drive. That gets blocked. And then Pasternak has a near miss during some pressure by the Bruins on the next shift. Wotherspoon has a shot that's held as the Bruins are doing everything they can to try to tie this. Things get pushed in a hole by Ullmark with 1:40 left. Boston gets a power play. Marchand has a chance that's tipped wide. Power play rolls over into the third period. Tampa Bay leading 2-1. Bolts finish the kill. Chaffee's then denied. Ullmark holds on there. 4.5 minutes in, the shots are only 2 apiece. I thought Tampa Bay did a really good job of just shutting things down in the third. Stamkos scores his 30th. Everybody's happy until there's an offside challenge, and just barely offside. Like it's barely offside. It's one of those ones that I think we as fans could agree, you know what, it wouldn't hurt the NHL to just let them go when they're that close. Like, if you had a line, say 2 inches or an inch beyond that blue line, where you say, you know what, if it's within that inch, who cares? Who cares? Let it go. I don't think that would be awful, and I think that might solve the fact that some of these offside challenges take a while. But yeah, so because I don't think that having like your blade in the zone by like a hair, by like a millimeter, makes a big difference. Yes, I'm Canadian. So the Bolts press are kept to the outside. DeBrusk is robbed in close. The Bolts clear. The Bruins press with 7.5 minutes left, but Tampa Bay blocks. Points then denied. Peak saved the next shot. It was going to cross the line. He saved it. So did Lindholm. Things get pushy and punchy on a hold by Ullmark. The teams exchange rushes. The goalie pull takes until 1 minute left because Tampa Bay was doing a good job of controlling the puck and forechecking. So they prevent Boston from getting that rhythm and getting that chance 6-on-5. In fact, we end up with a neutral zone faceoff with 48 seconds left because of the Bruins having trouble setting up. The empty netters at 19:33. It's Kucherov. He gets his 124th point. I believe it's his 124th anyways. Hedman and Vasilevsky with the assists. Tampa Bay wins at home 3-1. They go to 40, 25, and 7. They are now 2 points back of the Toronto Maple Leafs in the overall standings. 2. That's it. And tomorrow night, Toronto's at home against Washington. Washington's red hot. So Boston drops to 42, 17, and 15. They've lost 3 out of 4 now in regulation. Shots on net, 12-10 Tampa in the first, 9-7 Tampa in the second, 9-7 Tampa in the third as well. They outshoot Boston 30-24. Power plays, Boston 0 for 2, Tampa Bay 0 for 1. The hits, 46-38 for Tampa. So the hitting tonight shows you we're getting closer to the playoffs. Ullmark, 27 saves on 29 shots. Vasilevsky saved 23 out of 24. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you have not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.